How's it going, everyone? Day 2 of training camp completed, and we had some more people attend this actual practice. So, on the list of who didn't practice for this one, Rashawn Gary and Eric Stokes, once again, they're still on the PvP list, going to be like that for most of training camp. And then on the non-football injury list, we only had Grant DeBose with that back injury. So that means Caleb Jones, Tariq Carpenter, and Tarvarius Moore returned from being on the non-football injury yesterday. But in turn, we did have 2 people join this list. David Bakhtiari, technically, but he is, once again, on that modified practice schedule. So really, he's not injured. They're just keeping him fresh throughout this entire offseason. But another one is Dontavian Wicks, who left the practice on day 1 a little early, and he was diagnosed with a concussion. So he's probably going to be out for a few, especially considering he has to go through the concussion protocol. So unfortunately, Dontavian Wicks is out with a concussion. Also, right before practice, the Packers did announce that they released wide receiver Jeff Cotton and in turn did sign wide receiver Cody Crest. Now, for our starting offense, pretty much the lineup was the same as it was on Wednesday, except for the fact that Yosh Nijman was starting at left tackle with Bakhtiari out for the entirety of the practice, and Zach Tom getting those reps at right tackle, and it seems to have a firm grasp on it so far. We did end up playing a bit more of an 11 personnel, so instead of playing 12, so instead of 2 tight ends, we had 3 receivers and 1 running back. So with the second tight end coming out, that was Josiah DeGuara that ended up coming out, and in his place, Jaden Reed came in to slot receiver. And I'm a little curious if Jaden Reed is going to be our main slot guy, or if he was kind of slotted there because Dontavian Wicks had that concussion. So we're going to have to wait towards later on once Dontavian Wicks comes back to see who they're either trying to figure out for this slot position. For the day, Jordan Love didn't have a great day. Not a terrible day, but not a great day again for the second day straight. He went 5 for 13 with 2 touchdowns and 1 interceptions. He threw touchdowns to Christian Watson and Jaden Reed, but for his pick, it went to Devondre Campbell after being tipped by Jair Alexander, because he kind of threw it into pretty good coverage and it probably was an ill-advised throw. Moving along to the running backs, Aaron Jones did get a little more rest during this practice, and in his place, Tyler Goodson did get a bit of reps with the first team. And then onto the starting defense, we did have some changes. So on the first day, we had Justin Hollins play opposite of Preston Smith, and then on this practice, we had Kingsley Ignabare starting in place of Justin Hollins and getting some reps with the first team, and still no Lucas Van Ness. I still don't think that's very concerning, as they're probably just trying to get him acclimated, but something to keep an eye on. As of right now, it looks like Justin Hollins and Kingsley Ignabare are going to be slotted to play opposite of Preston Smith, depending on what's going to happen with Rashawn Gary. And the thing about Rashawn Gary is the coaches actually said he's going to be evaluated in 2 to 3 weeks to see if he can come off the PUP list and actually practice, which is very shocking because I didn't think he'd even be ready for the start of training camp or for the start of the season. I thought he might come back maybe a quarter way of the season or midway, but apparently his recovery's gone very well, and in a couple weeks he's going to get reevaluated, and we'll see then where he lands. And pretty much the defense stayed the same. Even at safety, Rudy Ford was still the starter opposite of Darnell Savage, and it seems like he is the favorite to potentially win that starting safety job next to Darnell. So as training camp goes, it's going to be interesting if Rudy Ford can hold on to this position. Now for the corners, it have been the same 2 corners, Jair Alexander and Rasul Douglas. That's not really going to change. But rookie Carrington Valentine has been getting some reps, and Jair Alexander has had a great 2 days thus far. He hasn't allowed a single completion, and it's not like they're not targeting him. He has been targeted, and mostly he has been shadowing Christian Watson. And when he shadowed Christian Watson, he's pretty much erased him from the offense. And he has just been the shutdown corner that we've expected from him. Now, Carrington Valentine has so far, just 2 days in, have had a really good camp. And he's been seen blanketing receivers, knocking out passes out of receivers' hands. And he's just had a very good start to the camp so far. So hopefully he can continue that. And we'll see how his camp continues to go, especially once the pads get put on. And for the second day in a row, the defense has won the battle against the offense. And because the offense were the technical losers in the competition they were having, they've had to do push-ups on the second and first day of practice. So far the defense has come out swinging, but there was going to be some growing pains to start off. There's a lot to learn on offense, a lot of rookies, especially with the rookie tight end. Then Jordan Love in his first season and his only second day at being QB1 in training camp. So there's going to be some growing pains. And this is more getting acclimated with each other, learning timing, some chemistry and all that. So it's not too shocking that the defense has been winning, especially with how talented on paper this defense is. But that about sums up what happened during day 2 of training camp so far and some of the differences. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.